Dental Fuel, the podcast that focuses on what no one else is talking about: mistakes. The dental world is full of before and afters, and no one is talking about the middle. Dental Fuel brings you the unspoken in between. Dental Fuel is brought to you by Doctors Disability Specialists, a team dedicated to helping dentists and physicians with disability insurance, life insurance, and comprehensive business planning. On our first episode of Dental Fuel, we have Dr. Tony Mennito. Dr. Tony Manito is a private practice dentist as well as an adjunct faculty member at the MUSC College of Dental Medicine in Charleston, South Carolina. His dental practice, Expertise Dental, focuses on using technology to comprehensively care for his patients while helping to enhance the aesthetics of their smile. He is an experienced user on digital systems made by Planmeca, Dentsply Sirona, 3Shape, and iTero, and is heavily reliant on digital design and 3D printing for treatment planning complex cases. He lectures nationally and internationally and currently has 21 published papers on the topics of digital dentistry and dental materials. In this episode, Dr. Manito talks about learning from the mistake a previous practice manager made that helped him learn to best communicate with his team. Building a team is crucial for the success of our practices. What mistakes have you made that have allowed you to learn and grow from?
Well, it's interesting. The first dentist that I worked for was actually a dental assistant right out of dental school because, long story, but when I moved to Charleston, I wasn't able to take the board exam for South Carolina for like 6 months. So I had to be a dental assistant basically. And I worked in a practice where the dentist just was not a good manager of people. You know, it was there are ways that you can communicate with your staff that are positive and that are obviously going to be toxic. And this was a little bit of a toxic environment. So I learned a lot in that experience. And now I'm in a practice where we have a phenomenal culture. I mean, I think that's really important to have a culture where everybody's on the same page within the practice. And I've been in quite a few practices where I've been an associate, and it varies in each practice. Really, it's quite different. But building that culture, and it's Amanda who has built that culture. It's Dr. C who's done that because she's the boss, and it's her practice, and she's really fostered that. She's done a phenomenal job of getting people who have bought into that vision. And it's all about the patient experience, doing the best dentistry you can, making sure the patient has as positive an experience as they can, and finding the people who are willing to come along that journey with you. And if they're not, then it's okay. You may not be a fit for our practice, just because you're a great hygienist or a great assistant or a front desk, you may not be right if you don't have that same vision. So I think having the right culture in a practice is really important. And if you're the practice owner, it's up to you to define what that is. You can't just expect your team to come up with that on their own. You have to kind of set the vision for that practice and outline what it is and review it day in and day out. I mean, we talk at our morning meetings about this quite a bit. What are we trying to accomplish today? And just reminding ourselves what our purpose is every day. So I think that's a really important thing. Notice I didn't give any mistakes that I made as far as this. And to be honest, I think the one mistake that I have when dealing with people is it's hard for me. I hate conflict. So it's hard for me to, if there's something that needs to be addressed, for me to be the one to do that, right? Because I just am not a fan of conflict. So luckily, I'm not the boss, so a lot of times I don't have to make that hard decision.
Hey, it's nice to punt our problems sometimes.
It can be for sure, yeah.
Join us on our next episode where Dr. Manito shares some advice for our listeners. Be sure to connect with Tony Manito on Instagram @SmileProfessor and with Ignite DDS @IgniteDDS.